That's true. I had that experience in Bamenda.
Shocking enough, it is not only Bamenda experience. I had that experience in Kenya.
Wow. Okay. So it has to do with.
It means it is the culture of those who speak that language, and it frames them, it shapes them.
Wow. This is powerful.
Yes. So we live according to that. When people say, "Oh, it's just a question of language," it's just a question. No, it's very profound, and you will never expect people to see things bright until they fit into it.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you for that, for this powerful insight.
A francophone cannot understand an anglophone if he remains a francophone, a pure francophone. He will not understand.
Yes. This is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Kadnatumi made the same statement. He said, "Sure, it are two different cultures."
Sure, the cultures are so different. Totally different. It is not a question of language only. The language is just the vehicle of cultures.
Okay, it's more to that.
Yes. I spoke about La Bonne Charité Commence, but I can speak about hundreds of sayings. And when you compare them, you discover that they make shapeless those who are francophones.
Wow. That's true.
Yeah. They unshape them. Wow. But they don't realize it because they can't.
Okay, they can't just because they are different.
Yeah, they can't. One inspiration they could have had was to look back through their culture, because the first thing the Frenchman did when he came was to tell them that culture is evil.
Wow, that's terrible. How could they do that?
Because they were organized. We were organized.
Yes.
We had our chiefs,
good,
our funds. We were well organized. We had a society well organized. They started telling them that it is useless, and they brought their administration and imposed it on them.
Wow, this is serious, Father. Thank you for this powerful insight, which you can say it with authority, having lived in the two
cultures. I know the two cultures. I speak the two languages.
Yes.
I am molded into them.
Wow.
Today I can make a choice.
Yes.
And I can advise people about it.
Okay.
I am not afraid of what I'm saying.
No.
I'm convinced.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really respect your genuine intellectualism and your objective discussion. Thank you very much, Father, about that. So after that parish, Father, that was 2018. You wanted to go on mission.
I wanted to go on mission in 2012.
Oh, 12, sorry.
Yeah. When I learned of I tried to contact Bishop Jerome Fujo.
Okay.
By then he was Monsignor, the Vicar General of this diocese. I tried to contact him. I wrote to him a number of times.
How did you get in contact with him?
I got his contact from a priest. We have an association of priests from Menua Division.
Okay.
And I found out from one of them who gave me his email. I wrote many times, he did not reply. I had no reply. But after some time, the same priest told me, that was 2012, the same priest told me that the bishop had gone to Cham.
Okay.
So I made time that Sunday.
So Monsignor had come to Cham?
Monsignor, yeah.
Okay.
I made time that Sunday, and as soon as I finished with the masses, I took off to Cham and waited for him. He was in the village. I waited till he came. And we sat, we sat outside and we spoke for more than 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. I had seen him when I was young, when I was little boy, but I could not remember
the person.
Yes, the person. When I saw him, I recalled, because I was a master and when I was very young. Yeah. I recalled that time. Then we spoke for about 3 hours. So he introduced, he told me a lot of things about the diocese, about his commitments, and especially how he has been helping young people who want to integrate themselves here. Yeah, and what he expects from people who want to come, especially Cameroonians, his own brothers. And he even told me that at some point he did not want to accept people anymore because he was a little disappointed with those who came, which was right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and he told me, if your bishop gives you a yes about you coming, let me know. So when I met the bishop, he told me he needed to ordain young priests who can take over. And I was in charge of, I was like a person who was technically best in conducting the diocesan pastoral project.
Wow.
At that time, because we have a very good diocesan project in the diocese. Yes. Which is built on ground synodality.
Wow. So this synod of St. Elizabeth is taking place. You people began long ago.
Wow. Since 1993. We began working on that. Yes. It's really from the base. Wow. And it is a project with a pastoral plan that is going to last for 27 years.
Wow, interesting.
So I had the mastery of that plan, of that project, and I was really helping the diocese as I could with other priests to conduct it. And the bishop said, we need young priests to take over from you guys. So I waited till 2014, 2 years later. I tried to get the bishop. It wasn't possible. He had the bishop secretary who did not open up.
Did not permit.
Yes, he did not permit to meet the bishop. I had been struggling over, and
can you imagine
at the same time, Bishop Jerome was after me,
yes,
asking me what is going on, and I could not give him any answer.
Oh my God.
So in 2016, I personally told Bishop Jerome that we could try to make the papers.
Okay.
When he introduced my case with the lawyer to the immigration, it is a little funny. When we were working, he was asking me for papers and I was sending them. I was practically working with everything because wherever he asked me, I just sit and send him the document. And he went so fast. And when the documents were sent to immigration on September 30th, 2016, the documents came back on October 9.
Wow, so they come
already approved.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
In almost 1 week.
Yes.
Wow.
Already approved.
So the lawyer did not
nothing. Already approved. The bishop himself said he was surprised because it normally takes about 3 months.
You see?
But he can't understand that it took just about 10 days.
Yeah. Wow.
That actually. And I read behind it God was working.
Wow.
But when I went back to the diocese, impossible.
Oh my God.
I even asked the help of some priests, and the priest who was in charge of clergy, a vicar of clergy, and he did not give a better outcome to it.
Oh my God.
It even went worse.
Oh my God. That's unfortunate.
So I tried to get to the bishop, it was difficult. So I went to the embassy, got the R1 visa. I was ready to come, but I was not released by my diocese. So in 2017, I decided to come to the United States. Not that I was getting away from my diocese. I wanted just to make an experience from the visa I had.
Exactly.
I went to Houston. I was welcomed by Father Oya Marcial. Who was kind.
I know him very well. I spent some weekend with him.
Exactly. Who was kind enough and told me, you can come. And he said, what visa do you have? I said, an R1 visa. He said, he introduced my papers to the Chancellor of the Diocese, and he told me you can cover me even when I go on vacation.
Exactly.
Yes. So it was great. It
Wow.
was great. So when I got to Houston, I told the bishop. The bishop had told me, Monsignor Jerome had told me, you can't come to the Virgin Islands because I don't want you to have a problem with your bishop.
Exactly.
Which was right.
That's true.
But when I was already in the United States, he said, definitely you can come here because you have to come and visit, you have to come and see the place.
Exactly.
And I spent most of my time here.
Oh, during that holidays.
Yes, and I went back to the diocese. Lucky enough, as God will have it,
yes,
when I was absent, I had tried to organize the parish and everything. The old priest who was staying with me told the bishop that it looks as if I have run away from the diocese. And the bishop now was a little
worried.
Yes, worried about it, and he started trying to understand.
Exactly.
The mistake that priest did was he was in the parish.
Yes.
But he decided not to be celebrating the masses.
Can you imagine? Was he a retired priest?
He wasn't really retired because he was the vicar of parish.
Can you imagine?
The bishop said he doesn't understand how he cannot take care of the people who feed him,
exactly.
who pay for the lights he uses, for the water, for everything, who take care of him. He cannot go to give them a celebration of the Eucharist because he wants to throw the blame of someone else. It is there that the bishop started saying to himself, something is wrong. And I was lucky because the bishop had been coming to the parish, and he had seen all the progress we had. Yes. Because the pastoral project we had in the diocese was very efficient when it is applied in the parish. Yes, it's really so synodal. And there is a lot of things that can be done in the parish thanks to it. So and the bishop had shared that many a time when he came. But this priest was always telling him the other side of the story. So he opened his eyes and said, but definitely something is wrong somewhere. And that is why when I came back, he invited me, spoke with me.
Yes.
Bishop Jerome also came to Cameroon in December.
Okay.
He spoke with the bishop, and the bishop said, okay, that being the case, it is okay. But I took 10 months to give formation to young priests, to take over the project. Yes. I gave formation in 10 months.
Okay.
And in June 2018, I came finally here. In the letter of appointment, nothing was mentioned about the time that was to spend here.
Okay.
For me, it is an opening. It means if I feel like staying here, I am free to. Exactly. Yeah, because nothing was said about a limit of time. And when I got here, the bishop here was so happy.
Tell me about the experience, how you landed. The flight from, I don't know, was it Douala for Yaoundé?
Yeah, that time I was coming for the second time because I had come for 2 months before the year before.
Yes.
I always took my flights from Douala.
Okay.
I flew from Douala to Belgium because I have a friend in Belgium, Father Serge Chinda.
Okay.
I was with him for 10 days.
Good.
And then I took the flight from Belgium to Washington.
Okay.
And when I got to Washington, I met Monsignor there.
Oh, he was there.
Monsignor asked me to wait for him there.
Okay.
And he flew from here to Washington.
Okay.
We met there. He was going in a parish for a mission.
Okay.
Yeah. And he welcomed me.
At the airport?
Yeah. We took, we went to a hotel.
Okay.
We took a very big room that could accommodate a number of people.
Oh,
Like just the two of us, we stayed there. Okay. And he gave me a phone and told me, this is your work phone. He gave me a job description. Description.
Immediately.
Yeah, immediately. And he told me, you are coming to the cathedral.
Yes.
You will be my assistant.
Yes.
And when I'm not there, you take over, you take care of the cathedral. Wow. He told me, he briefed me about my work. Okay. There and then. And then the next day he went shopping with me.
Interesting. Yeah. In Washington?
Yeah, in Washington. He went shopping with me. We went around doing some shopping. Then the second day, the third day, He drove me to the airport. I took the plane to St. Thomas. He had already arranged with the Father Tushar to pick me up at the St. Thomas airport. So I already had the experience before.
So you were not coming.
Yeah, I landed here. Father Tushar took me to the cathedral.
Okay.
That was the 29th of June.
Wow, you never forget Feast of St. Peter and Paul.
Yes, that was the 29th of June.
2018.
Yes.
Wow.
And the next day they were celebrating, they took that weekend to celebrate St. Peter and Paul.
Which is named after the cathedral.
Exactly, the feast of the cathedral. We went to the beach, we had entertainment.
Yes.
So that was it. I got integrated gradually into the diocese. One thing I am sure of, Christians here like good preaching.
Okay.
Yes, they like when the word of God is
well
transmitted to them. Yes, wow. They are very welcome.
Okay.
In that sense, they are so open. Sometimes it is a little surprising to be cheered up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes, during the homilies. I mean, it's a little embarrassing, but they are used to that.
Okay.
Yes, they used to. I mean, it encourages a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. In a new setup, we need to adapt.
Yes.
But when people help in adaptation, it's always better.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so powerful.
One thing I discovered here is the American English is not exactly the England English.
Exactly, it's different.
Yeah, it's different. It has some ways of being expressed, but it is not very far away from Pidgin English because they want to be straight. Straight. So I adapt myself to it just by using a few words, but I like to remain systematized.
Wow, that's impressive. So how many years did you spend at the cathedral?
I was at the cathedral for 3 years.
Okay.
For 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Then I went back to Cameroon because I needed to renew my L1 visa.
Okay.
Which unfortunately, because of coronavirus,
was not possible.
Delayed me till for 6 months.
Wow.
6 months in
And
Cameroon.
that has to be renewed out of the United States.
Yeah.
That's serious.
And I came back in July.
Okay.
When the new bishop was already there.
Wow, that takes me to my next question. Tell me about the appointment, the announcement. Where did you get the announcement, by the way, of his appointment as bishop?
I got the announcement in Yaoundé. I was in Yaoundé.
Okay.
The bishop himself sent me the message before.
Okay.
And the message of the announcement.
Wow.
And I was so happy, but I had a satisfactory feeling.
Okay.
Because I expected it.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
I
did.
Wow.
I expected it. Looking at the configuration of the diocese, and the potential candidates that the diocese had, I'm sure he was the most prominent.
Wow. From his experience,
from the experience, from the way he was working, even with the former bishop, who had a lot of confidence in him.
Wow.
You can't imagine that the former bishop did not need bishop only for everything, but really for everything.
Wow.
When I say everything, I mean even to manipulate his phone.
Wow.
He needed bishop for that.
Monsieur
Jerome for that.
Okay.
And even when he was working on his computer and he had an embarrassment, he could call the bishop at any time to ask for help. Either here at the Chancellery or home.
Or in his house.
Yes. Or even out of island.
Wow.
So he was busy. Actually, he was, how do I say, the one who was working and the bishop was just a canopy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that made you to confirm what you said.
Yeah.
He is the person, and you were happy.
Yeah. He was actually the master planner of the diocese.
Okay.
Yeah, and ready to do anything.
Wow.
Anything
For the diocese.
For the diocese. Yeah.
That takes me to my next question. Give me a summary of the diocese. What is the diocese composed of? Let's begin with I hear it's composed of islands.
Yeah, the diocese is composed of 4 islands.
Okay.
On ground, the diocese is not big, it's very small.
I hear it's the smallest in the US.
Yes, it's the smallest. I mean, putting all the islands together is not even a town somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very small diocese.
Okay.
The 4 islands, St. John, St. Croix,
Yes.
Water Island, and St. Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to go to these islands, you either go by sea or
you go by sea. You go to St. John by sea.
Yes.
You have the boats from Red Hook.
Okay.
And also, there used to be the possibility of taking boats just down here.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And then to go to St. Croix, you take the boat here for 2 hours.
Yes.
The boat here down at the waterfront
Yes.
for 2 hours. Or you take a seaplane for 20 minutes.
Wow.
Or you go to the airport and take Cape Air Sunshine for 20 minutes too. Yeah, we have those small planes that take at most 9 persons.
We had a wonderful experience.
Exactly. It is true that they also have the possibility of taking big planes.
Yes.
But that is going to take much time because just passing through the TSA.
Exactly, and all that.
The time that you could have been there already.
Yes. Oh, that's so.
The seaplanes are there, and the little Cape Air planes. I mean, to make people go faster.
Exactly.
Then the water island. To get to the water island, many people go there. It's just inside the water here. So the only possibility is that you cannot walk.
Oh, you
because
must
you didn't go by foot.
Exactly. Wow, that's interesting, Father.
Yeah.
So when were you appointed the Chancellor of the Diocese? Was it recently?
Bishop Jerome was ordained on the 17th of April.
Yes.
2021.
Yes. That's true. As a bishop.
As bishop. The event actually was exceptional because
I watched it from.
It is exceptional because it is very historical.
It is. Very good.
He is the first African-born
bishop
to become bishop
in the world.
Yeah, we can say it that way. We can put it that way.
Right,
no, maybe the world except Africa.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, because it has never happened in Europe.
No.
In the United States, it's happening for the first time. Yes.
It's historic.
So it is very historical.
Really breaking.
It is an amazing situation, an exceptional case.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so his appointment made a lot of joy, brought a lot of joy to a lot of people, and I'm sure many people have not even been realized, they have not yet realized what is happening.
The magnitude of that.
Yes, of the appointment.
Still.
And he was immediately appointed in the United States Catholic Bishops Conference as the representative of the Africans.
Wow, in the United States?
Yes, in the United
That's
States.
A huge responsibility.
The African Catholics in the United States, yes.
Wow.
So he has a lot of responsibility.
A lot.
So he finally organized a retreat for priests.
Okay.
That took place in July from the 27th to the 29th.
Where did that take place, Father? The retreat?
Here in St. Thomas at Columban Hall.
Okay.
Yeah, all priests of the diocese.
So that is in our Holy Family Parish. Okay.
Then at the end of the retreat,
yes,
he made his first appointment.
Interesting.
Bishop asked me to suggest those who could be chancellors.
Okay.
and I suggested 2 priests.
Wow.
From the diocese.
Yeah.
But I think in between the discussions we had,
Yes.
he perceived that I was very much inclined to the laws of the church.
Okay.
Yes, and most of the time I kept reminding what the church teaches about this or that other aspects.
Wow.
Concerning the laws.
Yeah.
And I remember someday he told me, I don't know whether you would like to stay in this diocese, but I wish you could go and study canon law to
really?
come and help.
Interesting.
He said that to me.
Yeah.
And he said there is a good school of canon law in Canada.
St. Paul.
You can go there and have some, yes, that's what he told me.
St. Paul University. I didn't
So from that conversation, I already understood that he had a prospect of having a chancellor of a certain caliber.
Exactly.
When I met him, when I left Cameroon, I got here on the 4th of July 2021. I met the bishop and he was celebrating a mass. That was a Sunday.
Yes.
He celebrated a mass in one parish.
Okay.
In Washington. And after the mass, he told me, as I'm going back to the diocese, he is going to Cameroon, but he's thinking of making appointments. And he told me, I would like you to work at the Chancellor.
Okay.
With us at the Chancellery. And I would like you to also administer St. Anne. He already told me. I guess it was a kind of consultation.
That's true. Which is a parish, St. Anne?
St. Anne is a chapel.
Oh, okay, it's a chapel. It's really a parish. Oh, okay.
It's a chapel that is 100 years.
Really? And it's still a
it's still a
chapel.
Yeah. And when he came back then, we had the retreat, and he called then for me and asked if I could I suggest
to be
the chancellor. I suggested 2 priests.
Okay.
Then after he asked me, can't you be the chancellor yourself? I had only one answer, and I believe in the answer I gave.
Yes.
Because my answer was something I had already thought about.
Okay.
I came to this diocese for missionary experience, thanks to Bishop Jerome.
That's true.
And I believe when he becomes Bishop of St. Thomas,
yes,
we have to build his success ourselves.
That's true.
So if he is a good bishop,
yes,
and he brings really newness to St. Thomas,
yes,
and he leaves indelible marks in St. Thomas, it is thanks to us.
That's true.
So we should be ready to do anything, just anything he asks of us,
yes,
so that we can make that through for himself and for the diocese.
That's true. And make that goal realized.
Yes. So when we fulfill it,
yes,
I mean, we keep something for prosperity on his behalf.
That's true.
So we must make him succeed in his apostolic ministry.
That's true.
Yes, and especially in the confidence that the Pope placed in him. So personally, whatever he would like me to do, yes, I'm ready for it.
Wow, that's so
I'm ready for it. I'm ready to give the utmost best I can.
That's so great.
To see to it that he is completely fulfilled.
That's true.
In the mission that was given to him. So when he said it, I said, Bishop, we can't refuse anything you want us to do.
Okay.
Whatever you want us to do, we are ready to do it.
Wow, that's so powerful.
Yeah.
And he accepted the appointment.
Yeah, he made the appointment, and during the concluding mass for the retreat that took place at the cathedral, and that was at the same time the Christmas to bless the oils.
Exactly.
That were not blessed because